Good morning. Welcome, both in the sanctuary and online, to the Sunday service of the Unitarian Universalist Congregation Church of St. Petersburg on the unceded lands of the Tocobaga and Seminole Native Americans. My name is Sandra Moss, and I'm really excited to bring you today's worship service, And the Universe Said, I Love You, with today's guest minister, the Reverend Sarah Osborne. The reason I'm so excited about today's guest minister in particular is because she's someone near and dear to my heart. Sarah is the minister to my old congregation in Oxford, Mississippi. My old congregation was lay-led for over 25 years, so Sarah is the first minister they've ever had. She also serves as a director of religious exploration for Neshoba UU Church in Cordova, Tennessee. She is a member of the design team that created Beloved Conversations, an online program for racial justice as a spiritual practice. She is a good officer for Liberal Religious Educators Association and an OWL, Our Whole Lives facilitator. Reverend Sarah earned her Master of Divinity degree from Meadville Lombard Theological School in Chicago, and she also holds a Bachelor of Science in Education from Auburn University, Montgomery. Theologically, Reverend Sarah believes in the grace of love that holds us well all. She believes in the power of mirth and reverence. She finds inspiration in the rhythms of nature and in the good storytelling of spiritual traditions from around the world. I've heard many of Sarah's sermons, and I can tell you they are powerful. Sarah has a unique ability to speak from the heart, as well as intertwining facts we need to know and also joyfully calling us to action. Sarah is one of my favorite people, and I know she will be yours too.
Oh. Thank you, Sandra. I am absolutely delighted to be here. It feels like a very full circle of love happening this morning, and so this is an absolute treat, and I'm delighted to be with you, and so grateful that Reverend Ben said yes to me being here. If you want a church where everyone is worthy of love, I have good news. You may have found your church home. We welcome children to the service, but acknowledge we may not be able to hold their attention the entire time, so they are also welcome to go to the nursery and the RE class, and we will be singing them to their classes in a few minutes. Do we have announcements?
Yes. Today is the first Sunday, so please join us for the LGBTQ plus first Sunday brunch today at 12:45 at the Frog Pond downtown. Reservations are required by the Frog Pond, so please RSVP. Let Chris McDonald, Chris, there she is. If you could let her know after the service by 11:45 at the latest so she can get a good head count and give that to the restaurant for us. Allies are welcome at this brunch. And another announcement is that Liam Dunn, our music coordinator and pianist, will have a meet and greet immediately following the service. It'll be here in the sanctuary. So everyone is welcome to come to that and meet Liam.
Okay. Please read the rest of your announcements in the order of service in the monthly newsletter and on the TV in Gilmore during coffee hour.
As Unitarian Universalists, we're a people of diverse beliefs, but we share a common faith that every person is worthy of love, that what we do in this world matters, that we are connected to one another and to the earth. Whoever you are, wherever you are on your journey, you are welcome here. Allow me to give a special welcome to any newcomers. If you are new to UU St. Pete, or even relatively new, can you give us a wave? If you'd like, please briefly introduce yourself. I'm going to come down with a microphone. So who is brave enough to just say a brief hello? Yes. Good morning. If you could tell us your name.
Good morning. My name is Stacia. I joined online a couple of times, and now I'm here in person.
Welcome.
Hey, I'm Billy Dunn. I'm here with my family, Liam, Hanley.
Welcome. Anybody else like to say hello? All right. Thank you very much.
Sandra.
Cassie.
Hi, I'm Cassie Brooks. I'm visiting in from Fort Ritzie, and I'm here to sing with Sarah and everybody else.
Thank you for sharing, and it's wonderful that you are all here. And as a reminder, thank you for silencing your cell phones. And regarding masks, we encourage you to wear one as you are comfortable. And now it is time for us to turn and greet our neighbors. Say hello to someone new today, and please remember to get consent if you're going to hug or shake hands. Please. And now please rise as you are willing and able for our first hymn, Wake Now My Senses, number 298 in the gray hymnal.
Wake now my senses and hear the earth call. Feel the deep power of being in all. Keep with a web of creation your vow, giving, receiving, as love shows us how. Wake now my reason, reach out to the new. Join with each pilgrim who quests for the true. On earth subtlety and wisdom of time. Suffer thy limit and praise the sublime. Wake now, compassion, give heed to the cry. Voices of suffering fill the wide sky. Take as your neighbor both stranger and friend, praying and striving their hardship to end.
Please remain standing for our chalice lighting. The flaming chalice is a reminder that we choose to focus here together for this time today, and that we believe such time is sacred. When Joanne lights our chalice, I invite you to say our covenant out loud. The words can be found within your programs and online. Feel free to follow along with the two hand movements, hand to heart, then hands reaching out like you're serving. Love is the spirit of this church, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
Thank you, Joanna. We come to the time, please be seated. Are we seating? Are we sitting? We're sitting. We come to the time in our worship service for joys, sorrows, and concerns. And those of you on YouTube Live are not in this room, but your presence is still felt. Please type your joys and sorrows into the text chat. And if you have a joy, sorrow, or concern to submit during the week, please write to Reverend Ben at minister@uustpete.org.
So right now, Krisha is going to place a stone in the water for each one that was submitted this week. And if you have additional cards that you filled out, please bring this up as you are. And our first one is a joy from Liz Ryland. I wish everyone could have been here on last Friday evening. Todd Wellman played the piano for an hour to create a marvelous background for meditating and thinking. He played exquisite music, some numbers that he himself composed. Hearing his music was a wonderful experience. Thank you very much, Todd.
And a joy from April, the choir and handbell choir will have our first rehearsal with our new music director, Liam, this Tuesday at 6 p.m. All are welcome.
And this is from Ryan Jensen. It's a joy. Ashby came in first place all around at her gymnastics qualifiers last weekend.
And this is a joy, or not, maybe a joy and a concern from Char Lichtenfeld. My son is traveling this week to the West Bank for Eyewitness Citizen for Palestine. It is a joy and concern and reminds me that children growing up as they carry a lot in their hearts.
And this is a joy from John Motter. It was such a pleasure to get Mom, Ruth Bentley, to church this morning. It's been a month, and I know how much she's missed seeing you all. And finally, we have a joy from Azariah. PTSD treatment at VA ongoing. So thankful for it, and I feel so much better about myself. Thank you, Azariah.
And we will place the final stone for those joys and concerns that remain in our hearts, perhaps too tender to be spoken out loud. And now, if you will join me for a responsive reading, the words can be found in your order of service. May our hearts not become calloused by the never-ending incidences of oppression and hatred that so many face each day. Rather, may we keep our hearts open to the positive efforts of so many people causing good trouble in the world.
May we have the strength to demand and gain the right for all people to have a safe place to sleep, health care to keep them strong, and the knowledge that their lives matter. Struggle is taking longer than it should, but we will get there if we continue to strive for basic human rights.
May all of us find a comforting and compassionate presence in the warmth of fellowship and community.
The mystery is that we are all connected, even when we feel apart. Let us rejoice in our beloved community that makes of the many one. So may it be. Let's take a minute of silence together. Thank you.
Our first reading comes to us this morning from Donna Ashworth, called Joy. Joy does not arrive with a fanfare on a red carpet strewn with the flowers of a perfect life. Joy sneaks in as you pour a cup of coffee, watching the sun hit your favorite tree just right. And you usher joy away because you are not ready for it. Your house is not as it must be for such a distinguished guest. But joy cares nothing for your messy home or your bank balance or your waistline, you see. Joy is supposed to slither through the cracks of your imperfect life. That's how joy works. You cannot invite her. You can only be ready when she appears. And hug her with meaning. Because in this very moment, joy chose you.
Now we have a special treat. Our anthem is being sung by Jody Caron.
Good morning. The aria that I'm singing is from an opera called Norma, and in this aria, she's praying to the goddess of the moon to ask her for peace and joy for her people. Just a simple translation for you. Pure goddess, whose silver covers these sacred ancient plants, we turn to your lovely face, unclouded and without veil. Temper, O goddess, the hardening of your ardent spirits. Temper your bold zeal. Scatter peace across the earth. Thou make rain in the sky.
I was so excited to get up here. I got to have a special seat for that, and it was fabulous, the piano also. I've been asked to say a few words about why our church leaders are proposing a community covenant, which is just a promise we make to one another about how we act around here, how we treat one another. It's based on the words we say together every Sunday. We said them today. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth and love, and to help one another. Sounds easy to do, right? Sometimes, not so much. Liberal, open-hearted churches like ours tend to attract people with varied backgrounds, varied opinions, varied personalities. We love that. We celebrate that. We suffer with that. You might know about the Myers-Briggs personality test that was popular in the past. Maybe it is now. It's based on the idea that there are different personality types, and knowing which type you are and which type your friends and colleagues are might be able to help you understand one another better. The most helpful thing I learned from that was this: the people around me are acting the way they are because of who they are, not because they're trying to drive me crazy. Almost always, it is not intentional when someone drives you crazy, really. But even when we know that, it's hard to be in a community, in a church together, when we are all so passionate about things and we're so committed to doing what we think is best. Hard to dwell together in peace, hard to seek the truth and love. So hard that sometimes we might wonder, is it worth it? Why is it so important to always have to be so loving and respectful, even when I'm passionate about something or I really passionately disagree with someone? And that covenant, why bother repeating it every week? We don't do it for our workplaces, for our social groups, even for our families. Why do it at UU St. Pete? I believe we do it because a church, this church, is a place like no other in our lives. A place where we commit to building something together that can't be found anywhere else. A place where we're not just a community, we're a beloved community. We're individuals bound together in ways found in no other organization that we have. We're bound by love and respect and a shared faith that what we do and how we do it matters. That beloved community is worth strengthening and preserving. It's worth being sure we understand that no agenda, no goal, no project, no fundraising, no painting of the wall, nothing is more important than our relationships here together. Because if we lose those, all the great things this church might do are, as we're told in 1 Corinthians, sounding brass and clanging cymbal. I'm excited and grateful to be part of this church and happy to see that we're working on a covenant to communicate our expectations and commitments to one another. A hymn in our songbook says, "Break not the circle of enabling love where people grow, forgiven and forgiving." Let's not break that circle. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Our second reading is an end poem by Julian Go. And sometimes the player believed the universe had spoken to it through the zeros and ones, through the electricity of the world, through the scrolling words on a screen at the end of a dream. And the universe said, "I love you." And the universe said, "You have played the game well." And the universe said, "Everything you need is within you." And the universe said, "You are stronger than you know." And the universe said, "You are the daylight." And the universe said, "You are the night." And the universe said, The darkness you fight is within you. And the universe said, the light you seek is within you. And the universe said, you are not alone. And the universe said, you are not separate from every other thing. And the universe said, you are the universe, tasting itself, talking to itself, reading its own code. And the universe said, I love you because you are love. And now we're going to have our offering.
The offering we take each Sunday isn't just a stale habit, it's an opportunity to recommit to this place and to this people. Our offering is an affirmation, a yes. When we give, we say yes to something that we value. With our gifts freely given, may we say yes to the values of our faith. May our offering help us practice Unitarian Universalism within and beyond our congregation as tools to empower our mission, to be a beacon of light, a safe haven of love, a house of creativity, and a collective for liberation. If you would like to contribute to our offering this morning, now is your opportunity to do so, and thank you for giving generously.
That which is given in love is received with great joy. Thank you. And now we'll hear from Reverend Sarah.
And the universe said, I love you. Did you know that this poem comes from an unlikely source? A video game. Yes, these simple and provocative words come from the end credits of the game Minecraft. Most folks don't even know that they are there. The entire poem, which is an exchange between two voices, lasts about 7 minutes through a Star Wars-like screen crawl that the player sees at the end of the game in survivor mode. If you've never heard of the game Minecraft, there's a movie out right now too about it, apparently. It's an amazing sandbox game that has been played on computers and various gaming consoles, mostly since 2011, by people of all ages. According to game developers, Minecraft players explore blocky, procedurally generated three-dimensional worlds with virtually infinite terrain and may discover and extract raw materials, craft tools and items, and build structures, earthworks, and machines. Depending on their chosen game mode, players can fight hostile mobs as well as cooperate with or compete against other players in the same world. Game modes include a survival mode, the more traditional linear game experience in which players must acquire resources to build in the world and maintain health, and a creative sandbox mode in which players have unlimited resources and access to flight. And there is also a wide variety of user-generated content which adds new game mechanics and possibilities. Basically, this means that folks can make things happen in the game that is unique to their experience. And if you look at pictures from the game, you can Google this and look at images, it looks rather unrefined. The game images are blocky and pixeled, but in its use, flexibility, openness, and endless possibilities make this game a strong attraction for players. Minecraft gained a huge following among people everywhere, especially younger folks, and my children, who are now young adults, have long loved Minecraft. In 2013, my spouse and I took them to the International Minecon Gaming Convention in Orlando so they could participate in workshops with the game developers and where they learned about quantum physics through the Minecraft gameplay experience and met their favorite Minecraft YouTubers, which they are greater celebrities than Hollywood starlets to our young people. And my kids reported it was one of the best experiences of their lives, and dare I say it, a spiritual one. Minecraft makers knew that they were creating something remarkable as they developed the game, and they wanted to conclude the program with a profound message. So they put the word out amongst friends that they wanted something special to the end credits. The Irish poet Julian Go answered the call, and some might suggest the end poem reflects a theology built into Minecraft. And this makes it a different kind of game experience than many of us are familiar with playing. In creative mode, Minecraft is a world-building experience. It's cooperative and generative in the virtual sandbox. And one's imagination leads to the creation of epic structures and beautiful pixeled grounds, visions of utopian cities and locations. Teachers use the Minecraft game, and especially during the pandemic when a virtual world was necessary. And this game has even been used to explore UU principles and neighboring faiths via curriculum written for an online religious exploration program. This program is called Churchcraft. Churchcraft. Though some play in survival mode, I think this is the less popular experience. Surviving, it isn't fun anymore. Isn't it true that most games of all kinds are in survivor mode? Even TV game shows set participants against one another for the chance to be the sole winner of some prize. In survival games, there's a scarcity mindset. Us versus them. A mission to get from point A to point B with a winner that comes out on top and everyone else the loser. These survival games mimic the dominant culture. And this is how we've lived for a long time, in survival mode. Our society is built upon this thinking. In schools, we pit students against students. We glorify GPAs and test scores as the end-all promise of success. We demand perfectionism. Our economy and healthcare system are all about who is at the top and who can gain the most wealth, profits over people. The history of America reveals a domination game for those in power with no care to who or what is decimated in the process. Winner takes all. And this game feels so harshly real right now. After hundreds of years of playing this survival game steeped in white supremacy, we have a climate crisis and health crisis. Gun violence is rampant. Racism, sexism, and transphobia continue, and with the current political climate, these issues and so much more are escalating to a fevered pitch in our communities. The current administration is sowing chaos and fear under the guise of greatness, and we know this is not the way. This survival game, this hamster wheel of grind culture erodes our joy, our peace, and keeps many of us exhausted and scared. This game people are playing day to day has our most vulnerable populations at risk of hurt and harm. Is it any wonder that many of our young people are also tired of survival games? There is a better way, good people. Lots of folks have been talking and writing about ways to resist the pervasive grind culture. And you might think games like Minecraft are just a fun way to fill time, but I believe it's another piece of the resistance. Joy and creativity are acts of resistance. In the creative sandbox mode of this game, one might say a new way to live is emerging. Within the Minecraft game and technology, people have another platform to express their creativity, their joy, and their collaboration. Creative mode is inclusive, and creativity is essential to the human experience. What we can learn in this creative gameplay, we can then adapt to the real world. Prophetic author Octavia Butler famously wrote, "All that you touch, you change. All that you change changes you. The only lasting truth is change. God is change." Creativity is change. And we are creators and creation, always in a state of becoming. And I believe as we make efforts to change our reality through creative methods, we can shift ourselves ever closer towards liberation. The creative person is someone who is a generally perceptive person, problem solver, who thinks in new and unique ways. And the product of creativity is valued for its newness and change from the status quo. Creativity is free expression coupled with discipline that helps to change the world. If we consider Butler's premise that God is change, and I believe creativity is changed, coupled with the universalist idea that God is love, can we not surmise that love is creativity? Therefore, to love is to be creative. To love means to embrace change, and love means embracing your constant becoming. When the universe or God says, "I love you," the universe is saying, "I embrace your ability to be creative and to change." The cultural messaging that we're being bombarded with is a desire for sameness and status quo, a return to an ideal that was, for most America, not great. It's ironic that people are wired for change and creativity, yet we seek comfort and static order. And this is not what great prophets and wise leaders of spirit have challenged us to do. What we are called to do is love and be loving, to disrupt the comfort of status quo, to put ourselves out to the farthest edge, to trust ourselves and the creative process. Our Unitarian Universalist theology embraces creativity. Theologian James Luther Adams reminds us that revelation is not sealed, that it is open and continuous. Our faith is a living faith. Unitarian Universalism acknowledges that change is essential. And there are many great creative thinkers in our movement urging us to shift into our learning zones, to get out of the comfortable places and mindsets, to joyfully embrace the evolutionary potential of what's next for this faith. And this is exciting to me. What can we envision together? What if centering love in our faith is really an invitation to be creative? What if we saw our congregations as houses of creativity with generative love and as disruptors of the status quo? What if the theology of Unitarian Universalism is love not simply as an expression of kindness or justice, but of creation, which includes imagination, joy, and play? What would this look like as we gather as a religious community? I think we had a taste of that this morning with Jody singing. Imagine how that makes us feel and the possibilities that it opens for us. Activist Tony Cade Bombera says, "It's my job to make the revolution irresistible." What if we make Unitarian Universalism, our congregations, our mission, irresistible through joyful creativity? I think every one of us has the capacity for some creativity, and this creativity is either cultivated or squashed. When we watch little kids at play or during games of Minecraft, we see that most are able to imagine great things. They take differences in stride. But as the demands of white supremacy culture, adulthood, and school makes little time for play, many people lose that creative spark. What if church is the place where we come together to recover our creativity, to foster creativity, and to celebrate creativity? Creativity is part of liberation work because it helps us to unlock our perceptions. Creative arts inspire people to complex thinking and help people to imagine greater possibilities. Enjoying and participating in creative activities is like lighting a candle and sharing that spark. The flame isn't diminished through sharing, it helps illumination to grow. Creativity begets creativity, and what if we gather to explore creativity together, and in the process we deepen our faith formation and spiritual identities? Creativity connects the mind, the body, and the heart, and the creative process requires imagination, action, and discernment. It's a process that has the potential to always be in motion, yielding new and refining results. Engaging in creative activities is good for helping a person understand themselves better, since so much of themselves is put into their creative work. And I also think helping people to be grounded in their bodies is an important part of creativity. We often focus on the intellect in our congregations, but what if we also took time to frolic with wonder as sacred fools, to be silly and play at games, and to laugh and move with freedom? To be creative is to get out of one's heads, to let the heart speak from a place of curiosity. In her book, Blessing the World, Reverend Rebecca Parker says, "Love directs us towards creating abundant life here and now. And love is the active creative force that repairs life's injuries and brings new possibilities into being." A congregation that appreciates creativity will pay attention to the needs of the community, especially those along the margins. A congregation will set gentle boundaries and then encourage folks to freely explore the spaces between those boundaries. When love as creativity is embraced in the congregation, love helps its members reach their greatest potential and thus guides the whole community to flourish. I think a faith that centers creativity, joy, love, and justice in relationships is a worthy endeavor. And now we must imagine how we put this mission into play. As we seek to understand a new world of the creative sandbox, perhaps we can look to the gaming world of Minecraft and our answers to who we want to become and how we better belong. Love calls us to creative community, and the world needs a creative, transformational Unitarian Universalism and you to carry out a mission of love. And this is my prayer and wish for you. Last week, when I was saying goodbye to the children in a religious exploration classroom, I told them that I would be here this week, and the facilitator asked, "What are you preaching about?" And I said, "Minecraft." And a child ran over to me with a big smile on their face and said, "Minecraft? I want to go to that church." Beloveds, our young people know what's up. When I mention Minecraft, what I am saying and what this young person knows is that I believe we can play and build a world where all of us can belong, create, and love. May we help each other to lean into this promise and practice. And in the words of Octavia Butler, so be it and see to it. Now please rise as you are willing and able for our closing hymn, number 131 in the gray hymnal, "Love Will Guide Us," number 131.
Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
You may be seated. And I offer these words from the very end of the end poem. And the game was over, and the player woke up from the dream. And the player began a new dream. And the player dreamed again, dreamed better. And the player was the universe. And the player was love. You are the player. Wake up. Go in peace, create joy, and live with love. Blessed, blessed be. Now please remain seated as Liam plays our postlude.
we invite you to follow along with the hand gestures, the light of truth, the warmth of love, and the fire of courage, as Joanne extinguishes our chalice. The words to USP's traditional chalice extinguishing are in your order of service and online in the text chat. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of love, or the fire of courage. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world. Our worship is over, but our service begins. Please join us for coffee hour in Gilmore, and if you see someone not talking to anyone, maybe go up and say hello. We hope this time together will bring you through your week and will help you remember you are not alone.